I was once fired because I was sick and my boss thought that...
It was a baby.
No, it's not that. I mean, I do know someone that's happened to, but it wasn't that. He just thought that women get sick more often than men.
What does feminism mean to you?
Feminism means to me equality of the sexes in opportunities, in society, how it should be. I don't think people should be hired or be allowed to do certain things purely because they've got what they've got between their legs. I just think it's a bit dated and a bit just really ignorant and stupid, really. The only thing that I wish is that it wasn't called feminism, that it was equal, that everybody is equal, rather than it all, like, because we've had some people feeling that it's almost going completely the other way, and instead it's supposed to be a level playing field for everybody.
The reason why that's the way that it's called, I think, is because in a societal structure, women have always had the lower hand and men have sort of had the upper hand. And so feminism is basically to allow for women to have the same equal rights. But actually, what the definition is now is to mean that all people from all different walks of life, like you said, to have equal rights. Just because it's called feminism doesn't mean that it's just for women, although there are obviously the far feminists who then say, like, they hate men and they start bashing men, but actually that wouldn't be feminism, because like the real feminists are very inclusive and very tolerant of all sorts of people, and I think that's what feminism means to me.
I was once fired because I was sick and my boss thought that...
It was a baby.
No, it's not that. I mean, I do know someone that's happened to, but it wasn't that. He just thought that women get sick more often than men. I was the only woman in the company at the time. The only other female colleague that I had was fired like a month before I was, and I was the last one left, and then he fired me, and it was kind of like, oh. So I think, yeah, like, I mean, there are laws against this, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I was doing a job, quite a big job, I won't say which one. It was a gender pay gap issue, but what they'd done was define the female roles differently from the men, even though they were doing more work. They had a different job description, which meant that they were getting paid less. And like, we got together and sort of like crunched the numbers and went, but this isn't okay. How is this legal? It isn't. Let's take it higher up. And you know, we got the union involved, and it was sort of. I still to this day don't know if it was fully resolved or. You know, it was a job that you wouldn't expect that to be the case in, that you really wouldn't expect, because I work in the arts and you feel like,
yeah,
even if it's a naive viewpoint, you feel like they're better at that kind of thing, but they're so often not.
I think it's everywhere, really. Yeah. Wherever you are, there will be like inequality or some kind of like internalized bias towards female employees and like the capability and what they're worth. You know, and that part of that is because, you know, gender diversity just doesn't exist in kind of like the kind of decision-making roles. You know, we have a female prime minister, but...
Which means nothing.
It doesn't know. I mean, she's very visible, but like...
You know, people say, oh, but, you know, Liberals must be happy you've got a female prime minister. It's like, I'd rather have a feminist prime minister than a female one. Well, you can have, like, Margaret Thatcher was famously anti-feminist.
And you know, you just don't have women in parliament, and you don't have women in kind of like upper management and stuff, and it's like until you have women there actually influencing the decisions, like there won't be, like equality just won't exist, you know?
I think I was talking about my criteria for in a man, and there was a long list of different things, and then I said feminist, and then this person was like, oh, there's a few things on that list I wouldn't quite like get, and I was like, oh, okay, which ones? And I was like, please don't say that one because this is pretty, I don't know, for me it's so like basic. And he said, oh, feminism, and I was like, oh. funny that you don't believe in equal rights between men and women.
Yeah.
Interesting. And it was like, no, feminism is basically women hating men. And then it's at that point that it was like one of those moments of like, what version do I give him? So I was like, I'll give it a short version, but then no, I didn't. It started being a long debate, which was such a waste of my breath. But I couldn't let it go. Brought up, okay, so equal pay, it's like recently, I think all the companies had to release their, I believe so, they had to release their statistics of like men and female in the same roles and how much they were earning.
Yes.
And it was very clear that there was a clear gender gap. So I sent him one of these articles. Still disagreeing. I'm like, I don't really know. It's like, no, I don't really see this happening.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, when you go to a pub or you go out with your friends, do you ever worry or feel uncomfortable by the presence of other women? In that case, or anyone else? Do you feel like, maybe like I won't walk down this road, or maybe, you've gone to the bathroom and you've had several comments by people, or someone's grabbed your bum, like all these different things. Like, no, but no one really does that unless it's like your mate. Number one, even if it's your mate, like,
yeah, no.
Did I ask for that?
Yeah, yeah.
Probably not.
No.
Number two, I was like, yeah, it happens all the time for women. I was like, and it was one of those things that you're going to give me one example and then say that's like...
Generalise.
Yeah, and generalise the whole thing. And it was just a very tiring chat that I wish I'd never really engaged with, but I did.
What I would like to say, I think, is that old age argument about the gender pay, the gender wage gap. It is a result of sexism and misogyny. Living in a society that still treats women differently, because women get paid differently, and then someone arguing against that existing will go, oh, but women make different choices in life. And I'm like, and why do you think that is? Like, do you think society or culture has had zero impact on how that woman's decided to, make these choices? Why is it a woman still has to look after the children? Why isn't it acceptable? Why isn't paternity leave extended or increased for men? Why do we not encourage men to, when they have families, for them to stay at home more, and women to actually be able to, carry on with their careers and then balance it out that way? And you just think to yourself, like, this is the precise denial of a gender wage gap is because this society is still sexist and misogynist. Yeah. And women are, as a result, treated differently. And we just try and make all the excuses in the world. And I think, you see the statistics then when you experience it as a woman, all the sexual harassment you get growing up. And it's sad that, a word such as feminism triggers such a reaction. Because it's been so kind of tarnished and exploited, and a certain group of individuals have just misrepresented it. And I think they're a part of the problem, but they are also a part of the solution. So we need men to engage in a feminist conversation and be a part of the debate. And like, feminism is a movement, and we're not gonna just women alone be able to solve, make society more equal. We need to force men to kind of also engage.